update on Sia?
Yeah, Sia up 100%. He'll be starting.
Is he captain?
Captain.
Okay, Rassie, okay, I will ask actually an easy one. Actually, Dion and Fourie is almost 40 years old. I mean, he's actually like a oom, but he's almost, he don't have an end. So don't think they want to say something about him. I mean, he's almost like he has a mission out.
Yeah, no problem. No, often everybody know. The guys asked me last week or 2 weeks ago when we pulled him in. You know, as I said, we always have Frans, Malherbe and Dion there in the back of our heads, and we know what they can do. And as I said yesterday, you know, I coached him since he was 18. I actually give him the nickname Pranas because we flew together on a flight when I was becoming the Stormers director of coaching, and they were winning the under-19 against us when I was still at the Free State. You know, walked into the plane and it was pouring Skalema Brandewyn, and that's why I got the name Branas. So I know him very well, and I coached him for many years. He played flanker for us, and then moved him to hooker. And you know, as I said yesterday to the guys, you know, the guy was a gymnast, the guy was a wrestler, and I guess very few people, some at 36, 35, 36, and others at 39 still make it. So yeah, it's unbelievable, and we feel it's something not just in his game, also him as a person, and how he helps us make decisions and plans and so on. He's on and off the field really valuable. He's starting it. He's coming off the bench as hooker. He will be hooker, yeah.
Rassie, are you able to appraise us with the kind of injury that Sia had, and whether you're concerned with injuries that Sia has been having over the past 3 to 4 months?
Yeah, well, it's a hamstring. It was just a hamstring, you know. The previous big ones which he had before 2019 and 2023 was knees.
Yeah.
So this is not a knee. And it's not a hamstring where he was running maximum speed. It was at a breakdown where he was trying to steal the ball, and then he got cleaned from behind, and then he just overextended. And you know, a grade 2 hamstring takes a little bit longer, and that's why we're just really cautious. I mean, last week maybe touch and go, and then Sunday when he did some rehab, he said now when he gets up off the ground, he still feels it a little bit, but we said, well, okay, you'll have to run full out Monday. And he did full out Monday and full out Tuesday without any discomfort, so he's good to go.
You've always mentioned that Sia is the captain of the squad heading to the series. Well, you also mentioned it yesterday that if he gets through the training session yesterday, he would be considered for today. Is there a real need for you as a coach to have your captain available for this match? And what does he bring to the squad heading into this series?
Yeah, as I said yesterday, the only reason why we announced Peter Steff, and the whole squad understood that. We talked about that already on Sunday when we announced the team internally on Monday morning. You know, if a guy has to go through a medical period on a Monday and he has to be captain, and then he withdraws in the middle of a training session because his hamstring didn't last. You know, now he must all of a sudden switch captains again. Whereas Peter just took it for us on Monday, so Sia can fully concentrate on getting to know his job and do his work. And then today, me and Peter had a chat, and Peter's 100th match. You know, in your 100th match, you probably don't want to have captaincy things and 100 match and a lot of things around you. You really want to play well. And what Sia means for us, I think for us, for South Africa, it means a lot. It means for our team a lot. He's very good. PT was excellent as a captain, but Sia is our captain at this stage. And you know, those 25 minutes he played against Argentina, he played really, really well. And obviously, it's not just his game. It's also he's a very inspirational person and a guy that means a lot for us on and off the field, in tough and in good times.
Rassie, just maybe it's a bit of a bigger picture question. You brought Dion in this week as reserve hooker. Malcolm's obviously starting hooker, and Bongi's not here as well. And just heading towards the World Cup, you've used various guys, Jan Hendrik, Jan Krobler, Andre Higo.
Yeah.
Do you see going into next year that you need more that versatility of like a Marco or Jan Hendrik on the bench?
Yeah.
Is your options, or is there a need for a specialist reserve hooker?
I think Jan Hendrik is going to develop in a specialist reserve hooker. You know, it's just Ox was before last weekend. In the last 6 weeks, he only played 8 minutes. So for him to last 45 minutes was pretty tough. So with Boan and Gerard and Ox and Tux, I'm missing some. Thomas can also swing that way. It's probably a place where Jan Hendrik in our team will focus more at 2. And we're building up slowly. He's getting game time and he's getting practice time. He's getting good scrumming at sessions against good guys in training sessions. And yeah, hopefully when we get to, you know, I say Andre Hugo, everybody's going to say it's my son-in-law. You know, Andre Hugo is still there. Yeah, at this stage we just feel for this specific game we need a guy like Dion there, but obviously in the long run, you know, Bongi I know is really close to returning again, but Bongi has to play some proper matches now and get it under his belt before we can again look at him.
Coach, you're correct if I'm wrong. You guys, I'm assuming you guys have decided to make Johannesburg your base camp for the season so far. You mentioned yesterday you guys took a rain in Cape Town. Would it not have been advisable for you guys then to start the week in Cape Town to get used to conditions heading into this test match there in Cape Town?
That's probably a way to look at it, but because we train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, you know, most other team trains Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. So we check the weather, and I see there's 45% chance for rain. But you know, to practice in the rain is not going to make your game better. For us, the environment where we're here, we're all used to our rooms, we're all used to the guys having the recoveries, things here by the pool and by the ice baths and by the sauna. We're very comfortable with our training facilities. We're probably just going to fly on Wednesday and leave half of our stuff here because we're flying back next Sunday again. And we're flying on the day where we're actually off on a Wednesday afternoon, where the guys have the Thursday off. So, yeah, we've played. He's played in Cape Town many times. Half the team is playing in wet weather, and maybe it's a dry day, you know. And we're training at altitude. So when we go there, it'd be nice to have some more oxygen. So, you know, for us, just as a team, we decided it makes more sense for us.
Can you say?
Just regarding Bongi in particular, what's been the nature of his injury? Because as you rightly say, he hasn't played much.
Yeah, I think Bongi had a knee and then it's a lower back thing. So, you know, he keeps us up to date and we WhatsApp every now and then to ask how he's doing. But obviously the Sharks medical team must clear him first. So hopefully, I'm not 100% sure which of the two injuries is keeping him out right now. But as I say, you know, we can't pull him in here and let him play a first match again, a test match, you know. So we'll have to get him in and see him playing maybe a few Currie Cup games, and then maybe we can consider him again.
Just a quick follow-up, how close is he to actually playing any kind of game?
I haven't spoken to JP. I've only spoken to Bongi, and I honestly don't know. About 3 weeks ago, I thought he was a week away, but since that, I can't tell you. But JP would know that. Yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes we as coaches, you know, when we win, players and coaches take all the credit a lot, but when we lose, sometimes the players get a lot of blame. But I think this game was very much lost about decisions I made during the week, trying to change things up, maybe being too clever, and then maybe some subs at the wrong time. Yeah, and maybe working out plans during the week, which we overanalyzed, and yeah, I think it was definitely not a review where it's, hey boys, you were really bad. It was, listen, the plans that we made as a coaching team together, and then in the game, for the first time in a long time, we were caught out with early injury on Kirtley, which disrupted it with Jesse had go to wing and Damien to outside centre, and then Grant, who was covering wing for us, had an injury in the game. So for our backline's cohesion, we did not do our homework well enough in thinking that if Kirtley gets in the first 5 minutes an injury, and that's not on the players. All of a sudden everybody's playing out of position, and that's maybe because of bad planning.
Floggers off